Hey everyone, so we just got Summer of Game Fest that went down earlier and got a second trailer for Monster Hunter WoW. So one of the biggest news for Monster Hunter, a feature that many of us have been asking or wanting, is crossplay is now officially confirmed for Monster Hunter WoW, which is great. Now we can play with everybody that we want to. If your friend is on another platform, you're able to play with them without having to worry, oh, we have to get this both on the PS5 or we both have to get this on PC. There are no more barriers when it comes to that. The trailer for it, let's take a look at this again. I've already seen, of course, watching the show. Let's play it. Like the new moves with the great sword. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably already watched some breakdown videos and whatnot. The new monsters. I'm hoping they bring back Lagia Chris. I love that monster from Monster Hunter Tri 3 Ultimate. The fact that we have the secret, which is the mount for in this game too, and the fact that you can still sharpen your weapon and switch off to a second primary weapon. Oh, this is definitely gonna be a game changer. I've already seen comments how people were talking about they were gonna like rock two like great swords or two like lances, just different ideas of how people want to play. Mine might be between the insect glaive and great sword. That's what I main a lot in Monster Hunter World. Yeah, this monster here looks creepy. Like if they have a monster like this, which looks like more so an elongated monster, there's no reason why they can't bring back Lagia Chris. A Cantor. That one looks different. It kind of made me think of Zenogra initially with the lightning until they zoom out and you saw what it was. A flying wyvern. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm very excited for this, y'all. And then here it says you get special bonuses for having save data for Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So for Monster Hunter World, you get the feline leather set and then the weapon feline acorn spade, and then for Iceborne you get the feline duffel and then the feline trekker pickaxe or peck axe. I mispronounced that, but yeah. And then let's go over some of the news. I'm not gonna do like a particular break. I'm just gonna go over PlayStation blog of more details on the game. So we have some exciting new information for Monster Hunter. It's been some time since we first announced the game last December, so the team has thrown the show off our newest trailer to everyone as a small taste of things to come, but we hope you can pick up one of the game's main themes, the living world. Beyond the new trailer itself, we also like to introduce some of the monster characters and even share some info about the hunter's new mount, the secret. Every locale, monster, and person acts with their own thoughts and motivation, combining dynamically to bring an immersive and constantly changing Monster Hunter ecosystem to life. So I'm definitely glad that they're still keeping that theme with Monster Hunter World in the fact that it's a living world. That's the one thing that I really loved about Monster Hunter World is, all the maps is a living, breathing ecosystem compared to that of like Monster Hunter Rise. Everyone has a different preference on what they feel about either of those games. Some people obviously like Monster Hunter Rise more over Monster Hunter World. I am more so of a Monster Hunter World fan over Rise, but I want to be clear that neither of these games are bad games. I think it boils down to whatever it is that you value more, whereas Monster Hunter Rise is more arcadey and fast-paced compared to Monster Hunter World where, the combat is a lot slower and whatnot. When you encounter a large monster while out exploring a locale, you'll be able to begin the quest seamlessly, allowing for deeper immersion. Your hunter will also engage with other characters in fully voiced conversation, deepening your connection with the many people you meet along the way. In this game, for the first time ever, our protagonist will not be a silent protagonist. Even our feline Palico will now have a voice as well, which to me, I don't particularly care for either way. It's not a bad thing. So I'm cool with it, you know, in regards to your character and the other characters in the game having a voice. It's not a big deal. It doesn't matter to me. Because I feel like Monster Hunter is more so about, you know, spending time hunting down monsters to hunt even bigger monsters and playing with like your friends and helping randoms and whatnot more so. It's a non-issue for me personally. Because in Monster Hunter Wild, locales are dense, deep, and three-dimensional. Let's start with Windward Plains, shown in the trailer, which is a vast, untamed land ready to be explored. While exploring this new locale, hunters will discover harsh environment contrasted by abundant landscape, teeming with life and even extreme weather conditions that transform the locales in unexpected ways. From the trailer, we've seen lightning was like striking in the middle. If any of you guys came off of playing Helldivers, the planets having different environmental effects. So here we have glance at Windward Plains. This is a vast sand plain and the first locale that the investigation team will explore after setting foot into the Forbidden Lands. The locale consists of a variety of unique areas made up of sandy deserts, swaying grassland, and twisting rock formations. So from the looks of things, it looks like we're probably gonna have like maybe several big maps is what I'm speculating. This is probably bigger than even compared to Monster Hunter World in this regard, but it seems like it's just on one plane. I don't think we have seen, you know, whether or not if there's going to be multiple layers, kind of like the ancient forest in Monster Hunter World, where, you know, there was several layers to it. Like till this day, as much as I play that game, I still find myself sometimes getting lost trying to find where it is that you need to go to, even with the scout flies trying to assist you, at least for me personally. I'm directionally challenged. And it continues to say here, Monster Hunter Wild environments will change drastically. Monsters and organisms will change and adapt according to changes in the environment, resulting in a world that feels truly alive, which again, I'm so glad that this is kind of continuing from what Monster Hunter World was. Part of the reason why I love that game so much is how immersive it really is. Monsters act independently to survive in these harsh environments. In Monster Hunter Wilds, hunters can expect to immerse themselves in a vibrant ecosystem of monsters living in nature, including large-scale groups of monsters that move in herds and packs and interact with one another. Whereas like, okay, so in previous games, you know, you would find them sometimes in packs, but those are usually like small trash mobs, right? Whereas in this game, you could find even a pack of Zenogres that are together. Like imagine running into that, like, oh no, I better skedaddle and get away. The Dasha Guma, if I'm probably mispronouncing this, is a fanged beast. This monster has a tough, strong looking build, are highly territorial and have a wide habitat range and can be very aggressive. Large packs of this monster have sometimes been spotted. Interesting, I welcome the new monster, is very unique looking. And then we got the Chatacabra, which is an amphibian. This amphibian species uses adhesive saliva to attach ore and other substance to its forelegs to strengthen itself. It definitely reminds me a mix between the Puke and the Dodogama. It's definitely a mix between those two monsters there, but I welcome it. Again, I'm all for the new monsters in this game. What are monsters that you're hoping to see return in Monster Hunter Wilds? I for sure hope that we get to see our boy Lagiacrus. That's a monster we haven't seen in a minute, so I want it to come back. Then I saw speculations of Gen Moran possibly, just because of, you know, the sandy desert and whatnot, so we'll see. Then we have the Ceratonoth, which is a herbivore. Ceratonoth males protecting surrounding females of their species from lightning by catching lightning strikes with the well-developed dorsal horns on their backs and releasing them to the ground. They form large herds with the male Ceratonoth at the center. These monsters here, I'm sure, are the ones that when you kill them will more than likely be like raw meat that you can cook with your BBQ spit. Then here we have another herbivore, which is the Dalatithon. Sorry, I'm butchering these names. These are herbivore wyverns. Changes its habitat depending on the season. When it senses danger, it will sometimes take a defensive posture and fight back with its well-developed head shell, which reminds me of the Rhinopolis in Monster Hunter. That's what they make me think of. Those can definitely be hella annoying when you're like fighting a monster and then out of nowhere one of these comes and just fucking headbutts you, knocking you from attacking the monster. And then we have the secret, which is an essential mount for traveling through the vast field. Glad we have a mount that we can like change weapons during it and whatnot too. This is definitely a game changer. It's different. Say hello to your new trusty mount, the secret. These small but nimble monsters are ridden by hunters and other members of the research commission. Using their strong sense of smell, they can automatically take you to destinations that you specify on your map. I'd imagine you can freely control them as well, hopefully not just having to tell them to go to a specific location. You'll be able to use certain items and even your slinger while on the move, allowing you to recover your health, sharpen your weapon, or even gather materials, all from the safety of your secret, which is great. Little nice quality of life things. In other games, you know, when you have a mount, sometimes you're actually required to get off of it before you can gather the materials. So it's always nice when you're still able to remain on your mount in order to do so. It says here, in addition to acting as a rideable mount, the secret enables Hunter to access and switch to a secondary weapon without returning to the base. Use this brand new ability to adapt quickly to the ever-changing hunts in Monster Hunter Wilds. That being one of the major changes in this game. What weapons do you guys plan on carrying with you? What are your two main primary weapons? And then here it says the 14 iconic weapon makes their return in Monster Hunter Wilds. Choose from the great sword, long sword, sword and shield, dual blades, hammer, hunting horn, lance, gun lance, switch axe, charge blade, instant glaive, light bow gun, heavy bow gun, and the bow. I'm very interested on seeing whether or not if we're possibly going to have new weapons in this game. I'm perfectly fine with the existing 14 weapons just because it looks like all the weapons will be having new moves, but we only seen more so I think great sword, dragging animation on this monster in the screenshot here. I'll show it on the screen in the video. While series veterans should find themselves right at home, there are plenty of new actions for each weapon types that will take your hunt to the next level. We shared a small look at a few of these for the great sword and the heavy bow gun, and we'll look forward to sharing more information on all the new actions in the future. For now, let's go over the new abilities and the system that will make their debut in Monster Hunter Wilds. Yes, the focus mode too. Yeah, here is another new mechanic that will be introduced in Monster Hunter Wilds. It says focus mode, hunters will have more precise control how they guard, aim, and attack in order to target a monster's weak point for big damage. Focus mode makes it easier to adjust your distance to the monster and aim your attack, making the distinctive Monster Hunter hunting action more accessible to a wider variety of players, which I think it's almost kind of like the clutch claw in Monster Hunter World's Iceborne expansion when they introduced that mechanic in. That's what it kind of reminds me of creating those sort of weak points on a monsters. Some weapons will also feature distinctive moves that can only be used in this mode. But then we have the hook slinger. A new version of the slinger has been added to the hunter standard equipment in Monster Hunter Wilds. Use it to collect items from a distance, even on the back of a secret. Some contextual actions using the slinger can also be activated from a distance. But yes, I definitely can't wait to explore the Forbidden Lands. That is all for me on Monster Hunter. Let me know in the comments, how do you guys feel about this game? For more Monster Hunter content on the channel, be sure to subscribe to it if you haven't already. As always, thanks for watching and take care.